How's it, everybody? Brother Kimo here from Reload Hawaii, and thank you for watching another video. If it's your first time here, thank you for stopping by. Please consider subscribing to my channel and clicking that subscribe button down at the bottom, because tonight we're talking about the iconic legendary pistol, the Sig Sauer P226. Alright, SIG P226, super legendary, super iconic, placed second to the Beretta in the 1984 military pistol trials, the XM9 trials. Guys, I never got SIG. When I think about the P226, I look at it, I think chunky, heavy, super overpriced with a high bore axis. I just never understood what the appeal of this pistol was. And I get it, SIG is a huge name in the industry. Here is the tail of the tape between the two pistols. I mean, when I went to SHOT Show, their booth wasn't even a booth, it was a miniature breakdown castle. It was like its own community. But look what you got to overcome. It's twice as much. It's aluminum stainless. It's going to be heavier. Here's the weight on both pistols and the trigger pulls on both. So you got to use grease on the rails. That's more high maintenance. I don't understand what the big deal is. And I'm thinking to myself, if the Navy SEALs use it, if it was good enough for the Navy SEALs, it certainly has to be good enough for you. So I had to get to the bottom of it and figure out what the appeal is to the SIG P226. Let's have a closer look at the SIG P226 stainless steel slide made here in New Hampshire, assembled in New Hampshire. You can see here the frame, aluminum frame, was made in Germany. The older ones were made in West Germany. It has a little bit different color slide. Let's have a look at the sights here. It's got a dash and a dot just like the Beretta. Some of them have 3 dots. Some of them have accessory rails. This one doesn't. You got some line stippling on the trigger guard and the front strap here. Let's talk about how safe this gun is. There's really no external safety switches out here to put the gun in safe mode. I mean, maybe you can count the decocker, but there's really no external safety. Much like a revolver, its first safety mechanism is this long double action trigger. It's about 10 pounds as we've seen, and it's meant to be carried just like this with one in the chamber. Second, there is an internal safety. You can see here that the hammer cannot fall forward. That's because there's a block on the inside. The only way to get the hammer to fall is to remove that block, and the only way to do that is to pull the trigger. And now you can see that the hammer moves forward. And then let's say, you know, you're in the middle of firing and you want to make the gun safe. The decocker is this lever right here in the middle. You just kind of bring it down till you hear it click like that, and you're safe. Again, the hammer is not going to go forward. You got your slide stop here, takedown lever that when you bring it back, it fits right in here, and you just yank it down. Working on your way down, you have a nice big magazine release, and man, this thing just flies out of here. So that's a nice thing to have. Some other things you're going to find different is sometimes you'll have serrations on the front. This has them just on the back. Sometimes you'll have a long ejector. I think all the new ones have short ejectors, and some of them are available with the beaver tail here in the back strap area, but I don't think it's needed. Just wanted to cover one more thing before getting into the range results, and that's bore access. SIGs are known to have a high bore access, or the distance between the web of your hand and the center of the bore of the barrel. So it's pretty high when you compare it to something like a Glock. You can see here that the webbing of my hand is closer to the bore here. Now that's important because ideally we would want to shoot a gun like this where the slide is coming straight back at us and we're taking up all that recoil, and there's less of a hinge here as compared to when we have a high bore access where the muzzle is flipping and we have more of a pivot point here. But honestly, I didn't really notice a difference, and maybe it's because it's a stainless steel slide with an aluminum frame and a really, decent single action trigger. I'll do that one more so you can see the reset here. It goes way out here and it's way back here. I'll do that one more time. Now they do make one trigger that they got called the short reset trigger. That's available in their higher end models, or you can buy it separately. But maybe it's a combination of those things that maybe not really see a difference in getting it back on target quickly. I love this grip angle. I love the palm swell back here. It feels really good as compared to the Glock's crazy slanted angle. In fact, you can kind of see how this is going more at an angle and this is going more straight up and down. You can see how the thickness here of the grips, maybe they're about the same, but this definitely feels more comfortable in my hand. Here is what the slide thickness looks like. The Glock is a little bit thinner. If you're going to line them up, I'm going to kind of go like that. You can see that the Glock is a little bit longer in slide length. So overall, what are we saying? I guess we're saying that the SIG is a shorter, fatter, heavier pistol than the Glock 17. But, I had fun shooting this thing. It was really not that difficult to shoot. Very easy follow-up shots. In fact, let's see how I did. The ammo I shot at the range is by Armscore 9mm 115 grain full metal jacket. From 5 and 7 yards, those are just single shots. The head was 3 shots, center mass was 3. The red circle on the SIG was just my attempt to try to shoot another one in there because I started off so good and it got crappy. The next targets, I went 5 to center mass, 2 to the head, 2 back to center mass, and then 1 down below. The circle on the Glock just shows that I accidentally shot 2 to the bottom one. But man, the follow-up shots on the SIG were so great because of that single action trigger. I just can imagine how much better it would be if I had the short reset trigger. So what are my conclusions? Guys, if you had that same stigma as I did, you gotta go shoot one. It's an absolutely fantastic pistol. When I get to Vegas, I'm maybe not a 226, I'll try to maybe get a 225 or a 229. Guys, that's the ending of the review. I hope you found that useful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If you liked the video, please give me the thumbs up. And as always, I will catch you later.